2. Check, 1, 2.
You line level or?
My master's out. I'm not sure which is which. I'm coming through now. Check, 1, 2.
Can you show it up?
Yep. Check, 1, 2.
A little bit more.
Check. Check, 1, 2. Check.
A little bit more.
Check, 1, 2. Check. Check, 1, 2. Check.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, sweet. I'll pause.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
We all play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins. The eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. Play football.
On the back of the announcement at the celebration of football, NPLSA will be investing $50,000 into a coach education fund. $35,000 will be invested into community coach education, which will see 19 courses at club venues and over 500 community coaches. Working closely with clubs to develop and upskill coaches will strengthen the grassroots community, which will obviously benefit the football community as a whole.
It can only be beneficial because most of the clubs, most of the coaches start off just as parents coaching their kids' teams, and they're learning on the job as much as the kids. So this would be perfect because not only would kids be getting coached, the coaches will be getting coached.
As a club, we struggle to attract good coaches, and having this sort of funding coming our way will actually allow us to sort of offer more boys and girls out there to actually coach at the club. Everything comes at a cost these days, and this award presented to our club here again will allow our average parents, supporters, players to the opportunity to come out and actually to take on coaching and to be part of it. They've got a passion about this sport and a passion about this club. They'll be able to come here now, get trained up and actually take on the team and just move forward with us here.
The remaining $15,000 will be invested into a joint initiative with Football SA, Adelaide United and PSV, where selected coaches and technical directors from South Australia will be given a professional development opportunity to go to PSV in October 2025.
Once you get the bug for the coaching, you love it, and you love seeing the kids improve, especially the connection to your club. You want to see the kids come through at your club, and it's just a win-win for everyone.
Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG.
Imagine storing energy now and using it later. Travelling time zones without the dirty footprints. Imagine being remote but never far away, or having lights that safely guide you home. Imagine communities run by the sun, but did you know it's already begun? We're connecting South Australians to an energy future we can all be proud of. So imagine the power of possibility.
Welcome to round 16 of the Apex Steel WNPL South Australia. Tonight, West Torrens Birkalla hosts Adelaide University at a bit of a damp Jack Smith Park. It's number 7 versus number 9 on the table, and although the league premiers have already been determined, and we say congratulations of course to West Adelaide, there's still much to play for, namely the top 5 place, which means a finals berth, and of course avoiding the bottom 2, which means a potential for a playoff game to avoid relegation. We'll go through the tables in a bit more detail in just a moment, but we'll give you a bit of the overview. West Torrens Birkalla just 3 points behind the top 5 spot as of before this round kicking off, and Adelaide Uni are 3 points away from clearing the bottom 2 also as of the commencement of this round. Just 2 rounds to play after this before finals kick off. Let's go through the lineups in just a moment for West Torrens Birkalla and Adelaide Uni. And for the home side, starting number 3, Mabel Day, wearing the number 4, Nicole Robertson, wearing the number 7 is Talia Bilardo, wearing the number 8 is Sasha Williams. Number 16, the captain, Sarah Chappell. Number 20, Anana Tuvi. Number 21 is Hayley Needs. Number 24 is Mariah Applin. Number 25, Jasmine Franks. Number 27, Lena Vogelsang. And wearing the number 32 is Marie Puniotis. On the bench for Birkalla, made up of Jenna Cousins, Romana, Fox, Patriciaka and Betterman. Meanwhile, the visitors wearing the number 2 is Lena Radler. Number 3, Emily Boschereau. Number 4, Macy Burton. Number 5, Sarah Morgan. Number 8, Nicole O'Neill. Number 11, Sophie Richardson. Number 16, and wearing the captain's armband, is Sophie Burke. Number 20, Isabella Yaziello. Number 25, Layla Barbaro. Number 36, Kelly Tartarin. Number 37, Bianca Lavista. On the bench for Adelaide Uni, number 6, Alicia Panagakos. Number 7, Alana Fitzsimmons. Wearing the number 9, Mia McGranigan. Number 10, Sarush. Number 12, Simmons. Number 14, Castanos. We look like we're just getting the coin flip done as we speak. And needless to say, it's been some wild weather across SA today. A few games in various leagues called off due to the weather. I'm told, thanks to our fantastic cameraman Chris, who's done a little bit of weather reconnaissance before kick-off, that the worst of the weather as it affects this particular game happened during the warm-up. I wouldn't put any money on it being a completely dry game, but nonetheless, despite the odd gust of wind and maybe a bit of a foggy lens, we hope to get through this one unscathed. Should only be about a minute or so from kickoff now. Before we start this game, if you love the game, why not study it? Flinders University now offers degrees in sport, teaching, psychology, social work and more at its new city campus. You can apply now for mid-year entry. Of course, we also thank our partners, Apex Steel, official naming rights partner of this competition, the Apex Steel WNPLSA. We thank SA Power Networks, empowering women's football, and RAA, proud supporters of Football South Australia. And of course, at the conclusion of this match, we'll be naming the Power Player of the match, proudly supported by SA Power Networks. Kick-off ready to go. The home side wearing the yellow, West Torrens Birkalla. Adelaide University wearing the eye-catching pink. I don't think it'll be any problem at all seeing either of these sides, even if it does get a little bit foggy in this weather. Taryn kick off. Immediately goes back to Morgan. Like she was trying to pick out a wing option, but intercepted early on. Whistle goes. It'll be a West Torrens Birkalla free kick early on. So fortunate with this game that they are playing on an artificial deck. So it holds up pretty well under the wet conditions. The surrounds of the main pitch of Jack Smith Park, though, not as great a story. Looking pretty damp just underneath the camera position and even on the footy oval behind us today as well. If you're watching on FSA Leagues on YouTube, not a bad place to be perfectly honest with you. Give a quick mention to our officials tonight. Isabella Cooper, the referee, assisted by Dama Davis and Prasun Sharma. And it looks like this chance for Adelaide Union will be cut off. Goes all the way back for a keeper's ball. Nana Tuvi between the woodwork for West Torrens Birkalla. A little bit of early frustration by the sounds from both benches. Of course, it's not the easiest conditions to play under. It's very chilly at the moment. I think we're going to be dipping under 10 degrees during this game, so damp and pretty cold. I wouldn't be surprised if it takes a little bit for these sides to get into the flow of things, but a chance here for Adelaide Uni. The cross initially looked okay, but floated over in the end. Tuvi will take a goal kick. Chloe Richardson looked like the target for that cross, but didn't quite get there. Adelaide Uni win it high. Still a bit of a battle here. Manages to hold on to it. West Torrens Birkalla don't retain for too long though. It's looking just a bit clumsy in the first couple of minutes, but as I said, not the easiest conditions to get comfortable in this game. What can Adelaide Uni do here? Mabel Day doing her best to defend. Kelly Tartarin just trying to get a bit of clean possession high. Seventh spot on the ladder, as we said in the opening, West Torrens Birkalla. Top 5 is the magic number for them to compete in finals. Of course, this round of the Apex Steel WNPLSA started last night. I can share a couple of those results with you. It was a big win for the now premiers in West Adelaide against Flinders United. Big 6-1 win. Adelaide Comets visited Salisbury Inter and got a 3-1 win. It was a 1-0 win away for Campbelltown against Football SA. And just having a quick look at the ladder, not taking into account where we are with this game at the moment, or the other game that's happening at the moment at Metro United. We do see that West Torrens Birkalla has slid down to 8th spot, just ahead of Adelaide Uni. So 18 points for West Torrens Birkalla. A win tonight will see them go on even points. Well, just ahead of Campbelltown City, rather. Even points will sort of depend on the results of the Metro United game. Football SA also on 21 points as well, so potential to jump spots for the home side if they get a win. Meanwhile, here's a free kick. Sarah Morgan will take that off her left boot. Looked like it was foot belonging to a yellow top that got the touch on it, but it wasn't the most convincing clearance. Adelaide Uni do away with all of that, keeping possession, although that one's put out. Chance maybe for West Torrens Birkalla here to hit on the counter-attack. Lena Vogelsang, who's been a bit of a standout for West Torrens Birkalla this year. Looks like the Birkalla player just couldn't get to that ball early enough to take possession and get a nice little cross off. Hayley Needs was floating around the middle. Just on 6 minutes on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. A little bit of a sketchy moment there at the back for Adelaide Uni. Again, keep going back to the point that in these sort of weather conditions, it is hard to settle into this game, but on the flip side, it's a huge opportunity for one team if they can sort of exploit the fact that I guess they're struggling to build up any momentum at this stage. To get that 1-0 advantage this early stage of the first half will be huge, especially given the ladder position of these two sides. It's high, possibly a little bit short. Mabel Day got the head to it in the end, but went out via an Adelaide Uni player, and it'll be another corner kick. Looks like this corner is also going directly into the wind, which is just picked up at our backs too. So again, it's a little bit high and a little bit short. Not out of danger. Nice firm bump that got the better of Isabella Yaziello. They win a free kick for their troubles. Nicole O'Neill, and that's a nice ball through to Tatania. Such a great ball there to find Kelly Tartarin. That final touch, though, not quite there. Hence it'll be an Anatuvi goal kick. The captain, Sarah Chappell, finds her target on the wing, although under a little bit of physical pressure. There was a whistle. Now the ref's got her hands out saying, guys, I blew the whistle. So my hearing hasn't deceived me there. West Torrens Birkalla free kick. On a little bit of a losing streak, unfortunately, at the moment, the home side. West Torrens Birkalla. Just trying to turn that recent form around, but I guess the silver lining is that mid-table is so close that there is still finals positions up for grabs. Not the sort of competition where you can afford to have an off week at this point. Just on 9 minutes now, and again this match just not really settling to any real sort of rhythm as of yet. The other match that's on at the moment to conclude round 16 is Metro United facing Adelaide City. Adelaide City find themselves in a pretty unfortunate position at the moment, in 10th spot on the ladder. That's bottom now. Haven't done any maths, but it does look just about determined that they, unfortunately, will go down. Metro United currently in 5th spot, not taking into account any results and where they sit at the moment. We don't have a live ladder at this point, unfortunately. We'll check in just a moment, though, to see if I can give you a little bit of a score update from there. Well, it looks like the underdogs have got off the line in that particular game. More on that in a second, though. Lena Vogelsang was just trying to advance that. Maybe a little bit too physical in doing so, and she's given away the foul. One of the Adelaide Uni players has gone to ground, and there's just been a call for the trainer as well. Didn't look overly aggressive a challenge, perhaps a little bit physical, but not quite sure what's caused the player to go down. We'll have a look at the replay in just a second, but while I've got it in front of me, I can tell you that Adelaide City are in front at TK Shuttle Reserve against Metro United at the moment. They lead 1-0 at the 40-minute mark on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. Meanwhile, Sarah Morgan just having a bit of a conversation with the referee, perhaps making her feelings known about that particular challenge. Just having a bit of a look at her. I can't tell you, well, I can tell you now who the player is. Number 4, Macy Burton, now on her feet. Can see on the replay, Lena Vogelsang just sort of tussling with her a little bit. It looked like it was a final shove that put Burton to ground in her defensive area. She looks fine, maybe just a little bit of a knock in hitting the ground, but she'll come on in just a second as we get play resumed at Jack Smith Park. There was a little bit of action last night at Jack Smith Park too, where the RAA NPLSA team had a game. They faced off against Playford City. Unfortunately for them though, it was a 3-0 loss in that instance. They got a handy 3-0 win last week, which I think it's safe to say they were probably the underdogs in that particular game and did very well to get 3-0 up before half-time. Unfortunately though, last night they were 3-0 down by the time it got to half-time. What will Adelaide Uni do here? Oh, Lena Vogelsang comes to the rescue, just asserting some physical dominance once again. It was Lena Radler that got second best in that instance. Here's Radler again for the throw-in. Ball just stays in. Morgan serves it to Burke, but West Torrens Birkalla intercept. That's a nice ball, and it's in the back of the net. A little bit deceiving from our particular angle, but it's a great strike from well out. Sasha Williams doing a fantastic job. Given her proximity, I wasn't initially sure whether she was going for goal, and it was a little bit unsure until we did see the ball get caught in the net, but we're off the mark in the 15-minute mark on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard, and to the home side, West Torrens Birkalla doing so. I'll get a quick look at the replay and just talk it through for you. So again, it was Williams, and she struck it from just inside the 18-yard box. It was a brazen shot at goal, but she pulled it off under a little bit of pressure with a player approaching her from behind. She struck it at just the right time. And it was a decent angle in the end as well. Job done. Sasha Williams gets West Torrens Birkalla off the line at Jack Smith Park. And just to give you a little bit of a live ladder update, with Metro United trailing at the moment, still keep in mind there is a fair bit of game to play out there. They're on 21 points at the moment. West Torrens Birkalla on 18 points. So a win tonight, if Metro United lose, means they'll be on equal points with number 4 and 5 on the ladder, which will be huge for their title hopes. Too early to get too excited as of yet, though. Still plenty of time to play out here. Now is the pressure's on Adelaide United to chase the home side. Radler. Well won. She tried to slip that one through to Chloe Richardson. Didn't get there. And it's cleared in the end by West Torrens Birkalla. And here's our goal scorer. Williams with it again. Has some fancy footwork, but opts instead of running it forward to play it back this time. Bilardo finds her target just about in Vogelsang, but she ran out of pitch there. Blustery night here at Glenelg. Every now and then we just feel the wind at our back. You could probably see the corner flag at the moment. Any delivery from that corner, they are going against the wind, so sort of underlines how incredible Williams' first goal is, the fact that she was possibly shooting into the breeze. Mentioned is a little bit of a fight for momentum early on, but it seems West Torrens Birkalla have got it at the moment, but you do get the feeling that it may be a little bit back and forth tonight. Goes out for another throw-in. And a small crowd has made its way to Jack Smith Park, albeit a little bit late. Granted, it's the sort of night where I think there'll be a little bit of competition for eyes, of course. A showdown not too far away, and across the other side of town at TK Shuttle Reserve with the 7:30 kickoff. Of course, you can check it out on FSA Leagues on YouTube. Metro Stars will be playing, and with a win tonight, they'll be able to cement their #1 spot on the ladder and hence claim the title for 2025 Premiers. And with that as well, the spot in the inaugural Australian Championships too, which will kick off at season's end. So big games happy in Australian rules football and in our own version of football, the World Game. Adelaide Uni just building a little bit of momentum now with their passing game. Riders' possession is spilled, but still being contested at the moment. Decision was made to leave that one by Hayley Needs, but perhaps would have done differently given that chance again, given that she did have an Adelaide Uni defender just behind her. Nicole Robertson to throw it in. Chooses Vogelsang as a longer option, but I think the wind may have caught that as well, because it did look like it was originally heading Vogelsang's way. Well won initially there by the Adelaide Uni player, but it's given away, and Williams just sends another ball forward. Williams does look like she's got a little bit of confidence at the moment after scoring that goal early. She's seems to be playing as if she's got the wind at her back. Nice ball to find Lena Radler. What can she do? Slips it through nicely, and a chance. Nicole O'Neill cut off. Well, any lengthy passing sequences have sort of been absent from this game so far, but Adelaide Uni able to string a couple together and nearly give themselves an opportunity here. Now they make away from all of that with a corner kick. Now this one will be with the wind at their back. So they put some numbers on the edge of the 18-yard box, and it looks like they'll rush. Did the old switcheroo and chose the short option instead. Tali Bilardo was making a beeline for that loose ball, but didn't quite get there in time. There's Adelaide Uni win the throw in high. Radler. Cut off. Keeps the ball though. Nice little chip. Was into a little bit of a dangerous position with Kelly Tataran at the end, advancing. Goes out for a goal kick though. Tuvey will clear it once again. 23 minutes now on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. Apex Steel, of course, are the naming rights sponsor of this Apex Steel WNPLSA. So we thank them for their support, and also RAA, proud supporters of Football South Australia. A chance for Adelaide Uni. Jasmine Franks got there just in time. It doesn't look like she was the one that got the final touch. Well, at least how the referee saw it, because it will be another corner. So another one won by Adelaide Uni. So possibly the momentum shifting just a little bit. Can they equalise in the 24th minute to get this game on equal terms? This time the players just beyond the far post rather than the edge of the 18-yard box. That's a nice delivery. It's one of the players in pink that did get the head to it. Possibly just a little bit off balance and not able to redirect it goalward though. Adelaide University currently sitting in 9th spot on the ladder on 14 points. They don't really have to be concerned about Adelaide City going after that 9th spot. They're just a little bit too far behind, although I'm just doing some quick mental maths. If they do get that win at Metro, Adelaide City can pursue that second to bottom spot. So Adelaide University absolutely are not safe tonight, especially with Adelaide City in front, last goal check. So it's probably a good time to quickly check on that as well. But some possible drama here for Adelaide Uni. Bounces off the inside of the crossbar. It was a really awkward ball. Looked like Tuvey wasn't quite sure what to do with it. Looks like she initially thought that was going to go over the crossbar, but possibly a little bit of a get out of jail free moment there. Had it just been a couple centimetres lower, it would have bounced off the crossbar and across the goal line. So a very near chance there for Adelaide Uni to equalise. And we mentioned that the momentum may be shifting. It certainly seems like that's the case right now for the visitors. I've got those current score in front of me from TK Shutter Reserve, and I can tell you Metro United and Adelaide City have reached halftime, and it's the visitors that is still in front. Adelaide City winning 1-0. if Metro United weren't successful in winning that one at home, it will be huge for West Torrens Birkalla, especially if they can take 3 points here. Adelaide Uni at the moment. And there we go. We've actually missed some drama while we're having a look at the ladder there. Unfortunate, but I can talk you through that off the replay in just a moment. And it seems that it was an own goal. So initially the keeper got to it, but it ended up taking deflection off the own defender. So defended the initial attack from West Torrens Birkalla, but just a little bit too clumsy in defending there. But the net result is West Torrens Birkalla currently leading 2-0 on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. So although the momentum seemed to be going a bit more in the favour of Adelaide Uni, the hill that they have to climb has just got a little bit taller. And thank you, Chris, the cameraman, for paying attention while I was checking out stats. Another almost chance there for Lena Vogelsang, but she's cut off. Nicole Robertson to take the throw-in. Doesn't quite find Hayley Needs in that instance. Another throw-in from a more advanced position. And I've got a wary spectator that wasn't really sure if he wanted to pick up the ball that was in the middle of the puddle. No shortage of puddles around the edge of the ground at Jack Smith Park after this wild weekend of weather that we've had so far. All well won by West Torrens Birkalla. Well, it was an ambitious spot to take a shot from for Jasmine Franks and didn't really have enough on it, to be perfectly honest. Cut off again. Now it seems West Torrens Birkalla, after getting the benefit of that own goal, looks like they're playing with a little bit more gusto at this particular moment as well. Tubi comes out of the 18-yard box to claim and clear. Lena Radler to throw in. A little bit unfortunate for Adelaide Uni to concede that own goal, because in terms of how they're playing football at the moment, looks like they have settled into this game. But the scoreline just making the task pretty big for them at the moment at the 31-minute mark in the first half. There is plenty of time to get back in this, but a task nonetheless. Players in pink will run in. And you can see how the wind just took that ball. And at the moment, the wind seems to be coming from behind the West Torrens Birkalla defender's back, so that particular delivery looked like it did straighten out. It was initially curling in, but just before it dropped, it started to fall back a little bit, so a little bit of a tricky one to judge in the end. does indicate possibly as well that Adelaide University are kicking against the wind in this half. So perhaps once they switch sides, maybe a little bit of a benefit of having the breeze at their back, which is exactly what we've got right at the moment. You might even be able to hear it coming through the microphones. Surprisingly, though, dry throughout this first half. Not to jinx it for ourselves, though. Just to recap some of the other games from this weekend, again, West Adelaide, big win against Flinders United. Adelaide Comets getting a 3-1 win away against Salisbury Inter. Campbelltown prevailing away against Football SA. So all matches in the Apex Steel WNPLSA will be completed this round, which is more that we can say for a couple of the other competitions, including the REA NPLSA. They'll have some Monday night games. I'll give you a little more information on that in just a moment. A chance for Adelaide Uni. It wasn't a great clearance and they're not out of danger yet. Radler. West Torrens Birkalla player goes to ground and looks like they'll receive a little bit of treatment. Marie Poniotos have waved off or tried to wave off the trainer, getting just a little bit of attention. Well, a little bit of a nervous moment there defensively for West Torrens Birkalla. Again, Adelaide Uni just seemed to be building momentum, but as they were doing that, was right when they conceded that own goal. You do feel like at this point they possibly don't deserve to be 2-0 down, to be perfectly honest. Williams, the person who got the opening goal today, with a nice little delivery into the 18-yard box. It's dealt with, though. And a chance for Adelaide Uni here on the counter-attack. Nice ball to slip the player in on the wing, and there's reinforcements coming in via the middle. Also, there's Pink on the opposite side of the field. Intercepted, but they retain possession. The wind possibly favouring Chloe Richardson in that instance to keep it in, and a chance! And a goal! One back for Adelaide Uni. As we were just saying, it didn't seem, given the momentum that they had, that they deserved to be 2-0 down at this point in the game. And there they have reduced the deficit. And we mentioned as well that the wind may have favoured them in the second half. Well, in that case, I think the wind really favoured them with that initial delivery that came in. Just help the player that was running onto it get it and be able to get it under control and play the eventual scorer on. And play will resume pretty quickly. Seems the Uni players don't want to waste any time. So just recapping on that goal, Chloe Richardson played a lovely cross through to Kelly Tartarin, who put it in the back of the net. And here's a chance at the other end. The cross into the box was good, but seemed by the end of the ball's trajectory, it just went a little bit wayward. And again, the wind just seems to be doing some funny things at the moment, not making it easy to play at times. Lena Radler. A little bit of a shirt pull on Sarah Morgan. That's another great ball. And again, Tartarin finds herself with it. This time, she'll look to deliver the cross. Ooh. Nicole O'Neill got ahead to it. Could have very almost been all locked up at the 36-minute mark. How big that would be to have a 4-goal half. Admittedly, it hasn't seemed the most and I'm trying to think of a diplomatic way to say this. It hasn't been the most entertaining first half, but it hasn't been the most easy game to play for the players in front of us either. It's been really difficult. You certainly felt that it took at least 15 minutes for the teams to settle in, and that was also the moment where Williams scored that opening goal. And the wind's done some funny things, and although it was Adelaide Uni that seemed to eventually get momentum, they found themselves 2-0 down. Well, it was a good initial defensive effort from Adelaide Uni, but West Torrens Birkalla still have it. Another shot from range for West Torrens Birkalla, though. They were successful in opening the scoring in the 15th minute with an attempt that was a little bit closer than that one, but albeit on a more tricky angle. Another chance for Birkalla here. Fantastic work from Bianca LaVista to cut off the angle. Got the initial save, and by that stage it was too close to the touchline for Hayley Needs to do anything with. So again, it hasn't been a hugely fluid game, but there's little opportunities coming up now and then. And it looks like play's back underway at TK Shutter Reserve as well. Metro United against Adelaide City. Adelaide City still leading at the 50-minute mark. Adelaide Uni, what can they do from here? That passing game in the middle of the field just looking pretty effective at time for Adelaide Uni, but in that instance they're cut off. Although Adelaide Uni do well defensively eventually to win it back. And with the momentum that they've sort of won, you can see the players just spreading a little bit wider and a little bit more confident, able to use all of the park. And this is a great ball through again to find Chloe Richardson. Similar position as the last goal. There was a slip by one of the receivers, but they still kept possession, although West Torrens Birkalla now, they had a chance to retaliate, but loose balls picked up once again from Adelaide Uni. And their passing game at the moment looking pretty impressive at times. That's a great ball to find Richardson on her own on that far side. That last one was looking for Lena Radler, but not quite right. And again, Adelaide Uni, despite trailing, just continuing to build up that momentum and look more and more impressive. The home side not without their opportunities though. Tuvi found Williams, who links up with Vogelsang. Williams called for it again. She's got some pace, but not quite enough to find herself on the end of that one. Emily Boscheru getting there first. Boscheru has been one of the standouts for Adelaide Uni, despite their record overall not being great this season. She's found herself in some of the teams of the week numerous times. Centre back, as has that player wearing the yellow, Lena Vogelsang. SA Power Network's proud supporters of women's football and RAA, proud supporters of Football South Australia. The power player of the match, proudly supported by SA Power Networks, will be named at 90 minutes tonight. Put on a little bit of pressure there, Macy Burton. Unfortunately, they get away from that one unscathed, despite the high pressure from Hayley Needs. Adelaide Uni looks like they'll move quickly here. That was a beautiful little flick from Lena Vogelsang, but Hayley Needs wasn't quite in the right position to receive. Wasn't far off though. Metro United still trailing at home, by the way. Adelaide Uni still building their attacking opportunities. You do get the sense that another goal is on the way for them, but the clock may be the thing that prevents them though. And there's the first card shown of the match. Williams gets her name written down in the book. Just having a little bit of a peek at goal difference. Even if West Torrens Birkalla do find themselves on even points at the end of this game with Metro United, that assumes they go down. They still won't go into the top 5. Given the big difference in goal difference at the moment. But having said that, there has been a bit of a change in circumstances at TK Shutter Reserve, because it is now all locked up at the 56-minute mark. So Metro United have got one back. Radler. Good ball to find her player in the middle, but just under a little bit too much pressure there. Yates Yellow sends it high. Tartarin's just fighting for it. And Vogelsang looks to advance. She found herself under a little bit of pressure in that instance as well, and it goes out. Adelaide Uni throw in into an additional time at the moment. Couldn't imagine there being a huge amount. The trainer has gone onto the field a couple of times, but hasn't been any lengthy sort of delay. Possibly a couple minutes, if that. Needs. She's got some support in the middle. And that ball took a little deflection. Talia Bilardo with a little slide to try to keep that one in. And there goes the whistle. We go in for half-time at Jack Smith Park. The home side currently leading 2-1 against Adelaide Uni. It was Williams that opened the scoring in the 15-minute mark. It was an unfortunate own goal for Adelaide Uni that put West Torrens Birkalla 2 in front. But Adelaide Uni did do really well in building up a little bit of momentum, getting a nice run of play and putting together some really impressive passing sequences in the middle of the park. They did get one back, had a couple of opportunities as well, but the net result, Adelaide Uni trailing by 1 at half-time. We'll have a quick break, try to warm up a little bit, and be back in not too long. We'll see you for the second half in a few minutes.
Imagine storing energy now and using it later. Travelling time zones without the dirty footprints. Imagine being remote but never far away, or having lights that safely guide you home. Imagine communities run by the sun, but did you know it's already begun? We're connecting South Australians to an energy future we can all be proud of. So imagine the power of possibility.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
What I'm excited about, like the most, how we can come together, learn about everybody, because we're not the same, but we're somehow the same.
The community came to government to express their concerns about young people. It is our role to listen and it's our role to act.
There's so many kids wanting to play the game from all walks of life.
African Youth Program was established to help Africans with sport, cultural identity, mentorship.
Having a program that's going to target the African children, given it's their sport of choice, presents a huge opportunity to link participation in football with education, which is a perfect thing.
I think the African Youth Program will be a very inclusive program with different teams, different schools coming to play with us.
It's like a very big opportunity to expand skills, knowledge, and in different areas of life.
Most of the kids will grow from this program to be able to become valuable, positive contributors in our society.
Like a voice to be spoken with and not being scared to show your skills.
This empowerment program has many different aspects to it, and of course sport is one of those, but it's actually really about finding your place in the world.
I think everybody's pushing in the one direction to make sure that we can make a real difference.
It's not just a game, it's a very passionate sport that millions of people around the world love to play. That's what football is.
Has a go. Oh, Lexi Knox! What a strike! Saw Lucas off the line, and that is a goal that is absolutely worthy of opening the scoring.
And there's the equaliser! Country Emily Hazelwood scoring a sixth of the season in fashion. Jania and Marlene. On the other end, can she do something here? Panicaris tries to get on TV, and it's Panicaris. She gets on the back of the net and gets her team the equaliser in her first game back into the LA Comets.
And a decent ball delivered in. is bouncing about, finds the edge of the area. Here's Hilly Scott! A lovely finish. Getting her 5th of the season.
Imagine storing energy now and using it later. Travelling time zones without the dirty footprints. Imagine being remote but never far away, or having lights that safely guide you home. Imagine communities run by the sun, but did you know it's already begun? We're connecting South Australians to an energy future we can all be proud of. So imagine the power of possibility. Imagine storing energy now and using it later. Travelling time zones without the dirty footprints. Imagine being remote but never far away, or having lights that safely guide you home. Imagine communities run by the sun, but did you know it's already begun? We're connecting South Australians to an energy future we can all be proud of. So imagine the power of possibility.
We all play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins. The eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. Play football.
Hazelwood accelerates, still going, brings it back inboard. Pridham, Bouchereau, important foot. Pridham gets it back. Sasaki! Oh, great save, Goldsmith.
That's a second option. Blackett might just chip it over off the bar again, and then the finish. I'm not sure if it was off the post. No, it was a save from Karras once again.
Not a lot of support there, but she might have a shot from distance. It beats to Georgia Ianella. Chips over the top to Monique Rukiki. She's on side Rukiki. She's on 3 goals. And a fine stop by Abby Lucas.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Coles Mini Roos is more than just football. It is a place to find our feet, learn new skills, and meet new friends. Football starts here. Find your place. Join our team.
Ghana United is like home the football.
It's always been our goal to move into State League.
Here it's a very family culture. There's a sense of oneness between the Resis, 18s, seniors. Everyone just feels like brothers.
You know, it's like how they say, you train the way you play, but actually when you rock up game days, we actually play like our heart is the last thing that's left, you know what I mean?
I'm loving it. Really good culture, really good environment. It's going great so far in the preseason.
About culture, you know, we open the door, every culture comes to mix to us.
Ghana United will be a club that can play football, simple football, a good football, that we will be in the next couple of years moving to the NPL.
Very thrilled, very excited.
Expect to see some rainbow flicks. That's what makes us Ghana FC, man.
Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG.
Imagine storing energy now and using it later. Travelling time zones without the dirty footprints. Imagine being remote but never far away, or having lights that safely guide you home. Imagine communities run by the sun, but did you know it's already begun? We're connecting South Australians to an energy future we can all be proud of. So imagine the power of possibility.
Half with a 1-goal lead, currently 2-1. They opened the scoring. They benefited from an own goal, and although Adelaide Uni did build up a fair bit of momentum and get one back, they find themselves still trailing at the moment. Now we're talking a little bit, especially during the early parts of this game, about the fact that Metro United had a 1-0. Sorry, they were trailing 1-0 to their visitors in Adelaide City. And those results could have a bearing on where these two teams end up at round's end. But there has been a bit of an update there. There has been 2 goals scored by Metro United in the second half. So currently they do lead 2-1. So that hill is still... I guess it grows for both of these two sides in trying to find a place in that top 5, which would mean finals football. Adelaide Uni in their eye-catching pink strip. Despite some of the crazy weather we've had this afternoon, it's pretty clear at the moment here. But nonetheless, there'd be no chance in losing sight of these players on the field. Same goes for the home side in West Torrens Birkalla. Talia Bilardo will get us back underway. Williams finds herself on the end of that one. Vogelsang slips it back to Williams, or just beyond her rather. It wasn't the most enthralling start to this game in the first half. It was just really difficult for both of these teams to settle in, and it really took until the scoring was open in the 15th minute for that to really happen. The half ended with Adelaide Uni putting together a pretty nice passing game. Hopefully the second half doesn't take quite as long to settle in, but given the momentum that Adelaide Uni had when they went in for half-time, it expect that they're going to try start things off pretty quickly, but looks like West Torrens Birkalla have the same idea. West Torrens Birkalla currently in 8th spot on the ladder. Adelaide Uni currently in 9th spot on the ladder. And Metro United and Adelaide City, if that scoreline stands, that will have no bearing on the positions of these two sides. Relative to each other, at least. 3 points will mean that West Torrens Birkalla can leapfrog Flinders United and Campbelltown City and get on the edge of that top 5. Adelaide Uni 3 points will just mean they're a little bit closer to West Torrens Birkalla, but still a bit of a way out of that top 5, which is finals positions in the Apex Steel WMPLSA. There we go, we got that word out. Of course, we thank Apex Steel as well, naming rights sponsors of this competition. REA, proud supporters of Football South Australia. At 90 minutes tonight, we'll name the power player of the match, proudly supported by SA Power Networks. SA Power Networks, of course, empowering women's football. Opportunity from a corner here for Adelaide Uni. What can they do early on in this second half? Well, they choose the short option. And West Torrens Birkalla just defending with a little bit of gusto. They just managed to keep the ball in. Talia Bilardo is battling to end up with the ball up front. Adelaide Uni ends up with a throw-in. Sarah Morgan wins it for Uni, wins it back. Of course, the signing for Adelaide Uni in May of this year. Coming across from Adelaide United Women's and playing at several different clubs at A-League Women's level as well. If you love this sport, why not study it? Flinders University now offers degrees in sport, teaching, psychology, social work and more at its new city campus. Apply now for mid-year entry. Birkalla with a chance here. Vogelsang! Just about got it to Williams, but she had a bit of an unfortunate slip. Morgan. Adelaide Uni still under a little bit of pressure there. Here's Morgan again. Just tried to get her footing to try beat the defender. It wasn't there, but she managed to keep possession in advance. Cut off in the end though. But still a bit of a dangerous moment here for West Torrens Birkalla. And here's that passing game we saw from Adelaide Uni, just building its momentum before the completion of the first half. Goal kick here for the visitors, or the home side rather, the hosts. And the wind's just picked up a little bit, and it is really chilly at Jack Smith Park at this particular point in time. You can probably see the Adelaide Uni bench in front of you, all rugged up. Adelaide Uni just continuing to press, try to get something to happen. At the end of the first half, you got the sense that the goal was coming. But you're just thinking in the back of your head as well, will they run out of time? And they're just trying to wrestle back that momentum here. One of the West Torrens Birkalla players just getting ready to receive a little bit of treatment. Just having a quick look at the replay to see if I can tell you anything more about it, but didn't quite catch the challenge. And I can't tell you who was involved at this particular point as well. The player's still receiving a little bit of treatment. Just while we wait for play to resume, we'll do a quick little check-in with Metro United and Adelaide City. There it's a 79-minute mark at the moment. And it's the home side that are still leading 2-1. Of course, later on tonight at TK Shuttle Reserve, Metro Stars will face Mobry, and with a win tonight, they will lock up the REA NPLSA for 2025. They'll be able to call themselves premiers and also be able to claim their spot in the national second tier competition, the Australian Championship, which will start at season's end. Adelaide Uni throw in. Goes out once more by one of the West Torrens Birkalla players. And now West Torrens Birkalla win a throw-in of their own. The second half did start with a little bit more gusto, but the momentum has sort of stalled here. The weather has just turned a little bit more hostile as well, so possibly having something to do with it. Just having a look at the corner flags, trying to get a bit of a gauge of where the wind's going at the moment. And it seems to be going the direction that Adelaide Uni are kicking, so they were going against the wind in the first half. And I wonder if the wind maybe even had a bit of a beneficial effect on particularly that first goal that was scored by West Torrens Birkalla. Sasha Williams, she was a long way out and initially didn't look goalward, not from this angle at least, but found itself on the back of the net. Maybe Adelaide Uni can benefit from something like that and maybe attempt some shots from further out in this half to lock things up. But as it stands, West Torrens Birkalla, the home side, still leading 2-1 on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. Here's a chance for Uni. Well, the cross was there. Emily Pochero was waiting in the middle for it, but she was being marked. But a pretty advanced position for the throw-in here for Adelaide Uni. And the wind seems to be really swirling around at the moment. What can they do here? Too many bodies around the ball in the end, but it's West Torrens Birkalla who get the clearance, although it's turned over again. Well, there was a shot from a little bit further out. Layla Barbaro getting a foot to it. I started talking about the wind a moment ago. It was a little bit more consistent in the first half, but it's pretty swirly at the moment. If you look at the corner flag, that's right in front of your screen at the moment. Seems to generally be favouring Adelaide Uni, but tricky conditions still. 2V clears. And it continues, just little start-stop moments. It's been a bit of a grind of a game so far, and there's still plenty more to play out. Still over half an hour to go. Tuvey does well to clear it. Not out of danger yet, though. Yea's yellow. Goes down. Was off balance when she struck it. Player down, though, on the edge of the 6-yard box. I'm not sure if that's a result of perhaps a clash when Tuvey came out to make the save. All good to continue, though. It's a bit of a shorter clearance from Tuvey in that instance. Wind possibly having something to do with it. Day throws it in. Bilardo attempted to flick it into the path of Sasha Williams, not to beat. Williams manages to centre it. Just goes over the head of Lena Radler. West Torrens Birkalla, though, forced to retreat. Goes over the sideline. It's an Adelaide Uni throw-in again. Sarah Morgan just trying to control things a little bit. And there looks to be a little bit of movement on the West Torrens Birkalla bench. 60th minute on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard at the moment, so changes may be imminent. It'll be interesting to see how the players that do come off the bench adapt to the game. As we said before, it was a slow start to this game, and even during the initial 15 minutes of this second half, there's been some moments where it's been a little bit more free-flowing, but I wouldn't say it's been the most fluid game. what can Adelaide Uni produce from here? This is an instance where that wind could favour them, although looking at that corner flag once again, it's pretty hard to predict what it's actually doing at the moment. Aside from just be unpredictable, players with the edge of the 18-yard box, they'll come in to receive, and it's a good kick initially! And the header, not too bad at all either. In the end, it's out. Initially, it looked pretty good from the broadcast position, though. But as it stands, the visitors at Adelaide Uni still trail. And they have just made the first change of the match. 25, Layla Barbro, calling here tonight at the 61st minute mark. And Alana Fitzsimmons coming on. Could she be the one to make the difference and close the gap for the visitors? Yaziello controls it. There was a little bit of a shout for handball. Attempt to centre the ball, but goes to Yaziello on the middle. She is a player for Adelaide Uni that's been amongst it all evening. And Adelaide Uni come away from that with a free kick. Surprising, I don't think we've had a drop of rain during this 90 minutes. Maybe a little bit of light rain at the very commencement of this, but it's pretty wet in the hour leading up to kick-off, so I think we've been pretty lucky to this point. I remind myself as we freeze up on the commentary position, it is a very cold night at Glenelg. Attempt to play Nicole O'Neill on there, but a chance here. And there we go, the gap closed. Not probably the way that Adelaide Uni would have expected it to. Seemed like that final ball did come off the boot of one of the West Torrens Birkalla players. They did well to play it into that advanced position and create a little bit of danger. But that final touch looked to be a little bit of friendly fire. Just watching the replay to talk you through it. Looked like the sub in Alana Fitzsimmons that did a fair bit of hard work to put herself in a receiving position. She was the one that centred it, but looked like one of the players trying to clear it that put it in the back of the net. Now there's just been a change for West Torrens Birkalla. I'll get you some confirmation on the personnel. I can tell you the player that has come on is wearing the number 6, Emily Cousins, for the home side, West Torrens Birkalla. So we've got a game on our hands, all locked up at the moment, 2-2. We've seen Adelaide Uni get a little bit unlucky in the first half, and now we've seen West Torrens Birkalla get a little bit unlucky in the second. And it's been a pretty tight game, and we're all, after all of that has played out, we found ourselves on level terms. The game here to be won for either side. Just having another look at that goal from a little bit earlier. Kelly Tartarin was in a pretty good position to put that in the back of the net, and here she is in position again. I think she's been pretty dangerous at times. And of course, not to mention as well, Alana Fitzsimmons, a big part of that goal as well. Just holding up play and playing that ball into the middle. Nicole O'Neill was also involved with that as well. She linked up with Fitzsimmons in the lead-up. So, despite the fact that it looked to come off a West Torrens Birkalla touch, at least from where I was standing and on the footage that I watched, it was a pretty good bit of build-up play from Adelaide Uni to set up that opportunity. "66 minutes on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions." Although the game's tied up, which makes for potentially a pretty exciting back part of the game, shared points will do little for either of these sides in terms of ladder position. Unfortunately, though, elsewhere in the Apex Steel WNPLSA, with the loss from Adelaide City at TK Shutter Reserve this evening, that does seal their fate with the fact that they will be relegated this season. A little bit of a shock that a club with the might of Adelaide City have found themselves in that situation. Such a competitive competition, though, is this, that every team has to be really focused at the outset of each season. That ball was really affected by the wind. Went really high and then all of a sudden just dropped. Just to further elaborate on the other game at TK Shutter Reserve, Metro United did get another goal before the end of 90 minutes. So they found themselves up 3-1 in the end to dash this WNPL run of Adelaide City. Of course, the team that will finish second to last on the ladder, though, in Apex Steel WNPLSA, will be forced to play off to keep their position at the top flight of women's football in this state. And for Adelaide Uni in particular, it's a real danger for them at this point. If they get the win tonight, though, and do manage to back that up in the coming weeks, they may be able to help their cause with some late results this season. Bit of a near chance there for West Torrens Birkalla. Emily Cousins with that touch that just went into the defender. Fitzsimmons getting involved once again, linking up with Nicole O'Neill once again, but she's not able to get onto the end of that return. Throwing in their final third, though. Nikki Castanos getting involved now that she's come on as well. Sarah Morgan, former A-League W player, showing her quality. There's a nice shot. Well, since coming on, Alana Fitzsimmons making a difference. That was a great shot. Doesn't get the back of the net. Does win a corner kick. Short ball to find O'Neill, and a chance for Morgan to cross it in. Yays yellow. Not sure if that was a miss-hit shot. There's a follow-up opportunity, and it just glances across the face of goal. I believe it was Nicole O'Neill. Not out of jail yet, though, West Torrens Birkalla. And again, Adelaide Uni just really find themselves building some momentum. Another throw-in from a really advanced position that they'll get to do over. Just going back to that last little opportunity there for West Torrens Birkalla. It was the miss-hit of Yays Yellow that eventually made it to the foot of Nicole O'Neill. And it was the final strike of Chloe Richardson that just brushed across the face of goal. And you get the feeling at the 73-minute mark in this that we haven't seen the last of our goals. Yays Yellow, so much involvement so far this evening in the middle of the park. And again, going back to a comment made in the first half, it wasn't the most fluid beginning to it, but again, now that these players are building up some momentum, you really see that passing game from Adelaide Uni developing. Little slip on the far side. Denies Chloe Richardson the opportunity to create an opportunity going forward. Vogel saying under a little bit of pressure. Yays Yellow does the sweeping up. Not quite sure what the intentions were there. Sarah Morgan possibly expecting to have had a player up front to go onto it. It was a little bit of a shrug of the shoulders. Adelaide Uni play it safe. Put it over the sideline. Williams, the opening scorer for tonight. As Mariah Applin sees it over the sideline again. Now a couple of advanced throw-ins for West Torrens Birkalla. Morgan doing a little bit of mopping up and wins a free kick as well. Numbers on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard for your indoor and outdoor LED solutions are climbing, but the temperature is dropping at Jack Smith Park at the moment. Really chilly. But as the game progresses, the action just seems to be getting better and better. of a rush clearance there for West Torrens Birkalla. There's no one there to receive. Now the flip side, although Adelaide Uni have been carrying a bit of momentum, that clock is ticking down, and it seems like West Torrens Birkalla are just managing to hold it in their forward half a little bit more at this point. The away team chasing at the moment. Away may very well run out of time. And you certainly really get the feeling that they aren't out of the woods. With West Torrens Birkalla still hungry to get more. And here's Fitzsimmons involved yet again. She was in just a little bit of space until Mabel Day shut that down. Vogelsang not able to get anywhere. She was trapped next to the sideline. Assistants just made a gesture to make another change, and it looks like it'll be coming from the Adelaide Uni bench. The player going on wearing the number 10, Elissa Rush. And Chloe Richardson comes off, and you've got to say it's been a pretty good effort from her tonight. Some goal involvement, some attacking opportunity. With this being the final game of round 16 in the Apex Steel WNPLSA, we do have a bit of an idea of how the ladder may look at the completion of this. We'll get back to that in a moment though, because another chance here for Adelaide Uni. That cross probably not hit how it was intended in the end. Nicole O'Neill was on the far side, but it didn't look like it was going to make it as far as her. Another crossing opportunity, though. Finds the head of Alana Fitzsimmons. We find ourselves saying her name yet again. But yet again, not successful for Adelaide Uni. Just to revisit that ladder conversation, 1 point for West Torrens Birkalla will be enough to let them climb the ladder and get 1 point ahead of Flinders United, which will also leave them just 1 point behind Campbelltown City. Adelaide Uni, unfortunately, 1 point won't do anything for them. They'll remain in ninth spot. In fact, 3 points still won't be enough to let them climb out of ninth spot. Still 2 more games, though, to go after the completion of round 16, so at best a platform for Adelaide Uni to build on. Nice chipping cross that Nicole O'Neill gets on the end of yet again, but not threatening enough to trouble 2 in goals for the home side. Nicole O'Neill showing off a little bit of fancy footwork. That's a great ball. Some beautiful work to find Kelly Tatarin in the middle, but that initial touch from her, not quite there, and enough to get that ball under control and set up a nice shot. As the minutes click down at Jack Smith Park. 80 minutes showing now on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard. Just doing a little bit of mathematics in the head. 14 points Adelaide Uni. Metro United, well, the ladder hasn't updated yet. They've climbed to 24 points following their win. Football SA will be just behind them on 21 points. So only trailing by 7 points at the moment, Adelaide Uni. So on paper, 1 point will still put them within reach of the top 5. But by the time you factor in goal difference and so forth, it's certainly still an uphill battle. 3 points is what they need tonight to be in contention. And Nana Tuvi chooses the short option to Mabel Day, who's under a little bit of pressure from Nicole O'Neill, and still under a bit of pressure. Vogelsang receives a couple of shouts for handball. The whistle doesn't go though. West Torrens Birkalla here doing a little bit of attacking as Lena Vogelsang tried to win that. Now the ball, anyone's in the middle at the moment. Vogelsang is just looking a little bit worse for wear, looking a little bit sorry for herself at the moment. She did cop a little bit of a knock, and it looked to me like she actually grabbed her wrist. But after that, she looked like she was limping a little bit, so we'll perhaps keep a little bit of an eye on her. Chance for the home side here. And there's the shot. Well, something for the West Torrens Birkalla bench to get excited about. Tali Bilardo getting that shot off. But the whistle's just gone for one of the players for the home side, and the trainer's just making a quick dash to the middle of the park. 1 point that I was about to make, all locked up at the moment. A draw means 1 point each, but it also isn't really enough to be consequential for either of these sides. So you'd love to see 3 points picked up by one of them, if not for anything else, just so you can keep the table a little bit interesting at this point. West Torrens Birkalla readying a change. Isabel Fox, wearing the number 19, has come on. Can't quite see who's opposite us at the moment. It is the captain, Sarah Chappell, wearing the number 16. She's still on the sideline though, so I'm actually not sure if she was the sub or if she's actually getting ready to come back on the field. I don't think I could count the players wearing yellow quick enough to determine whether they're down to 10 players or not. Sarah Chappell's just exited the field as well, so it does look like she's calling it a night and just limping up the tunnel at the moment. Meanwhile, it looks like West Torrens Birkalla are also readying another sub. Looks like Sophie Betterman, wearing the number 50, is waiting for a late opportunity here to make a difference. cross there from Lena Vogel saying that went out. There wasn't really anyone there to receive it anyway. Vogel saying then getting involved with a little bit of high pressing. Yeah, it's yellow. Looked like she had an accidental touch, but kind of worked out all right for her. She went for a little bit of a run. O'Neill. It's Tarrant. Keeps the ball in. Finds a player in the centre. Looked like she was looking for Yays Yellow, but she didn't get to it. Alana Fitzsimmons had a bit of a sniff of it as well. There was a dangerous little moment there for Adelaide Uni, yet they are still locked up with the home side. And you do get the sense that as the minutes tick down, it's looking less and less likely that they will put their nose in front. West Torrens Birkalla just getting a little bit more of the favoured play in the last 5 minutes or so. And of course, it's always tricky when you're battling the clock. And here's that change for West Torrens Birkalla. Sophie Betterman will enter the field. And a very solid 87 and a bit minutes work for Sasha Williams. Of course, she opened the scoring in the 15th minute. It was a great shot from well out. May have been assisted by the wind a little bit, but took the shot, backed herself in, and found the back of the net. Worth mentioning too that there will be a catch-up game held on Tuesday for NPLSA and Metro United to make up for round 15. Here's a chance for Adelaide Uni. Found its way past the initial defender, but not as far as O'Neill at the back post. Morgan gets the shot off. The body in the way though. Still in danger. Next week, round 17, we'll see a Friday game with 8:30 kickoff at LJ Hooker Myland Sports Park, aka Ellis Park for Adelaide Uni. Meanwhile, West Torrens Birkalla will face Flinders United away. Tuvey under a little bit of pressure. Manages to clear it and even find one of her teammates in yellow. Yays Yellow to O'Neill. Back to Yays Yellow. She's got an option on the far side. Choose to play it back slightly. Looks like they decided to let it go out. Maybe a bit of a late chance for West Torrens Birkalla on the counter-attack, but that opportunity's cut short. Bit of a rush to play it forward for Adelaide Uni there, but there was no one to receive the ball. Nicole O'Neill in the vague vicinity, but certainly not on the end of it. Well, we've ticked over 90 minutes now on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard. There's been a couple more hold-ups in this game, in this half rather than the first. Maybe 2 or 3 minutes of additional time. Castanos, looks like she was looking for Morgan in that instance. Well, Birkalla did well to find Talia Bilardo. This might be the one. That last shot, though, unconvincing. Emily Cousins with a bit of a chance to equalise, but a fair way out in the end. 1.5 minutes showing on the scoreboard now. The power player of the match, proudly supported by SA Power Networks as we get closer to full time. We'll talk a little bit more about that. I'll throw a few names at you. Nicole O'Neill has looked very dangerous at times. Chloe Richardson also. Also think it's been an impressive late part of the game for Alana Fitzsimmons. She came on and had been looking quite threatening. Nicole O'Neill with a late chance here. Seconds to go. Manages to get the cross! And it's a fumble, little bit of a loss of balance that potentially denies Adelaide Uni that chance to get in front. It was a beautiful cross from Nicole O'Neill. Had they managed to get front, would have been a huge result for them away. Bilardo intercepted and denied that late opportunity. 92 minutes and 55 seconds, so this will surely be the last opportunity. Slip through to Fitzsimmons. She gets the cross off. Doesn't make it all the way to Tartarin though. And here's that rain that's managed to avoid us for the last 90 minutes or so, but right on cue, it happens in the dying moments of this game. We're over the 93-minute mark and we've got a late corner here, a late chance for Adelaide Uni to snatch this away. Already did some pretty hard work in terms of equalising a game that they were 2-0 down in. To surpass the home side will be huge here. Now, it's a great delivery, or at least looked at from this angle. And there it is. The final whistle means these two teams share the points. Quite an effort from Adelaide Uni to go from 2-0 down to find themselves on level terms. They work desperately to try snatch victory. Ends up being 1 point each, which won't have any ladder implications. Probably heartbreakingly for these two sides. In terms of the player that's made a huge difference in the game today, with that last cross that very almost put Adelaide Uni in front. The power player of the match, proudly supported by SA Power Networks. I'll be giving to Nicole O'Neill in all of those late opportunities that they seem to have. She seemed to be involved with it. So despite not getting the result, well, getting somewhat a result, they did get a point out of it, but not getting the big 3-point result. Good effort from her. But with that, we wrap up a round 16 that's finished in the same way that it started, cold and wet. But nonetheless, plenty of action. So from Jack Smith Park, we say good night, and we'll see you next time.